uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom.
Solos is one of the most frustrating parts of PUBG Mobile because it is great fun to play solos, but you don't quite get the same kind of crazy range of adrenaline pumping crap that goes on in a squad game. Like when there's just more targets and more to do and more stuff happening. I mean, look at this game, for instance. It's absolutely ridiculous. I've got no vest, a crap level 2 helmet that's half dead, and no health. I've got a SKS and 9 rounds in a M16, and there's multiple squads pushing around, and we've just got to basically do our best. That's what you love about this. But what solos does do is it's kind of like playing with the training wheels on. When you play, you get the time to think things through, and it allows you to be very analytical in your gameplay. And you can then take that to squads and turn that into the same kind of gameplay, but when there's more pressure. So what I'm going to do today is show you some solo stuff. And it's almost like 2 different versions of the game, solos and squads. But I'm going to show you some solo stuff, and we're going to talk through some of the things that I'm doing and the framework around it and what they do. This is a game on Miramar. I'm basically just playing pretty stock standard AWM. I've got an AKM as my primary, which was not intentional. This is a terrible primary weapon for Miramar, but be that as it may, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious I'm trying to do all the business here with the AWM and not with the AK. This is the circle moving in, and there's only 7 left alive. 6 others than me. There's a crate in the middle, and there's a lot of action. Now, obviously, one of the big things about solos is I love to use smoke. So I get just inside the edge of the circle here. I find what is a natural depression. Anytime you're looking for a good spot, you're looking for a place that's got cover on all sides. And that's what we have here. And then I'm going to use the old trick of basically getting my car smoked up and using the car as almost like a radar tower where I'm able to sit inside the car. Now, I've only got it like that in case I absolutely have to do it right now, but I can't see anyone over to my southeast and I'm not getting shots anywhere else. So that's what I do. Because that guy looked like he was kneeling down to take a shot at someone directly ahead of him. Now, these smokes go for 35 seconds. I can see there's about 25 seconds left on the next circle, so I'm happy to pop a smoke there. And then when it starts sinking down, we might think about moving. This is exactly what I mean by it's like playing squads with the training wheels on. You do get more sweat, and you get more people who you will find in buildings and just lying in grass, but you're not really worried about raiding here. You're just playing it to enjoy the 1v1 contest. That's really why you're playing it. And you can see I'm going to let that, there we go. There's a Golden Murado coming in. Happy days. Well, I'm pretty sure he's going to be kitted up, and we've got the smoke going and no one's firing at us. Someone has just taken out with an M416 directly over where that Golden Murado was. So I'm assuming that that is the Murado guy dead and that there is someone just southeast of me, probably along the top of that ridge line. I'm waiting for the next circle to click down, and then I'm just going to move my little vehicle back to that circle. And while that's happening, I'm looking around. Now, I saw someone moving around over there. There we go. No good shots. I've only got 3 rounds of AWM left, and I'm very worried that I'm now hearing grenades and gunfire. So the same guy with an M416 has taken someone out over there. So I've got 1 guy on my left, 1 guy on my right. I'm only missing 1 player. So that means I can move up pretty easily to the next safe spot. I don't seem to have anyone coming in from down on my right side. Chuck a gren just underneath that car and start working through the numbers again. Now, someone is firing at the guy on my left from well up on my right there, just south. Trying to figure out where that is. I'm looking, and then I start looking higher and I get an eyeball on it. There he is. Very, very astute use of AWM. And I can see that is Pro Lay Lyo, who hasn't been in the kill feed at all and is certainly not the fellow with the M416 on my left. There is a guy further out to the right there, south. So this fella over here to my east is the dude who did good work by clearing 2 people with the M416, something, and then I've got one rotating up from the west. Now, the guy rotating up from the west is going to be coming in with a lot of circle between me and him. Okay, that means basically, I've just seen him move on the top of that ridge line. That means basically that he's probably not going to push all the way across to my edge of the circle, whereas my amigo over there has to come into a more shallow section of the circle. And there we go. He's moving around in his pickup truck. Good move, but he's still got to come on in. So we're going to have a good angle here. And actually, this is perfect because you can see I've now got an overlook on both the bad guys. They are both below me. And I've got two options. I can either work the circle and just let them fight each other, or I can clear this bloke, which I'm going to do now. I've got an AWM. Got one round left in the orb. Can we do it? We love getting that last shot in. Yep, thanks very much. And now we've got our last bloke. And he is rotated up right on time, just below us here to the southwest. Put a lot of hurt on him with the AK, and then we're going to just molly that tree. Change the low throw to a high throw. And that's going to screw him. One in front, one behind. He's done. He's absolutely done. No chances. And that's what I like about solos. You can sort your way through things. I'm going to show you another one now. This is a solo game on Miramar. Now, I play Miramar because this is an even playing field. The skill gap on Miramar is evident. What I mean by that is if you can shoot and use tactics and work your way through things, you can beat people who would maybe be able to compete with you on a map like Sanhok or Erangel or Livik, where there is so much passive camping, sweaty gameplay. People lie down in grass and they make up for a complete lack of skill with the ability to fire without being seen, which is just the most shit mechanic in all the shooters that I've ever played. And I've never seen it anywhere else, but we have it. So play Miramar. This is about flanking. It's about how you need to move extra quick. Like you need to not muck around. There's a guy directly above me and there is a guy somewhere a little bit off to my right. These two guys are adversaries. It's like a bizarre love triangle, all three of us, right? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to move so quickly that by the time this guy's involved, you can see I'm going to get a headshot on him. He rotates up there. Someone further to the right clears him. Now, I've got smoke everywhere there. He is probably not got line of sight on me, so I go all the way to the top of the map, to the highest point on the circle. And the highest point on the circle might not be very high, but it's high enough to be the best spot in the circle. And now I've rotated. I'm outside his hearing. He can't hear my footsteps. He's all the way down the mountain there where he last killed that bloke. That smoke is going down there just as a decoy. And we get the kill. And that's because there is usually a spot on the map that is the best bit of real estate on the map. For my money, this is one of those spots. This section of the map on Miramar it doesn't come here very often. It's below El Azahar, south of El Azahar, just near the slope down to the big wide blue ocean. There is a squad across there that has been giving us all kinds of grief, or a duo, and there is someone down below us to the south who is just being an absolute pest. And we haven't been able to get on top of these guys. We've really been against the odds. You can see I've only got 3 kills. We rolled into this last section here, and these guys just cleared everyone. It's absolutely brutal. This is one of my favorite spots, though. Now, there's a reason for that. These long, narrow gullies are actually only slight depressions, so it's very eager. You can see the bloke down below us is doing his best again. These long, narrow gullies are actually very, very good because you can sit inside them and still see both sides. You can see to the west and to the east from there. And that means that you can very comfortably third-party peek people as they roll in. What we're looking for here is just one mistake from these guys over there. And they're basically, I think they're overconfident. We got caught out. We were in a really bad spot between a bunch of duos, and we nearly got cleared a couple of times. And because of that, you can see there they go. We've really struggled. So we're waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a mistake on the part of this other duo. And this is something that a lot of people do. They will send a flank out, but they won't support it. And it's very hard to do this in duos. Solos is one thing, but doing it in duos is tough. We're just going to clear the bloke down the bottom here. There's been a bit of a punish. Nut werewolves for our 4th kill. And now it's 2 on 2. Now, this is the mistake. As soon as I hear the footsteps here, then the car, I know that they're isolated. And Benji and I both just double it. We just push, 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 push. He comes down. And this is, you have to be so careful about these flanking moves when you are up against squads and duos. Because if you do it and you get spotted and isolated, you are going to get absolutely wrecked.